The simple fact is, most men do not know how to leverage their sex appeal, right? And I know I had to mispronounce that word, distort it a little bit because we know how YouTube is, right? But their S appeal, they don't even know that it exists because most men, they feel like that's only reserved for young ladies. They feel like sex appeal is only reserved for the ladies, when in all honesty, that is not the case. And the way that you turn a woman on erotically, right, to get her hot, whatever you want to call it, is it's simple, okay? It's almost common sense, but it's not so common because, as I just stated, a lot of men don't even realize that they have the power to even do this, okay? But I'm gonna get into it. This is Tarik Talks, and we're gonna talk about how to turn a woman on erotically, right? So first things first, rule number one, first and foremost, is there has to be a baseline of attraction. There has to be a baseline of attraction, because same applies with men. Fellas, a young lady can be the sweetest and kindest, but if you don't have that baseline attraction, yes, there's a physicality aspect to it, then it's just not, it's gonna fall on deaf ears, right? Your words are gonna fall on deaf ears, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Now, I will add this little caveat, okay? With women, they don't think the same as we do. Yes, even if she's not that attracted to you physically, there are other things that can boost that, okay? There are other things that can boost that. But for the video's sake, we're just gonna say physical attraction, because from experience, this is the best way. So let me describe it to you guys like this. If a young lady, right, look like Precious, okay, we all know who Precious is from the movie Precious, Sydney Gabori, whatever her name is. She could be the coolest, kindest, I know I mispronounced her name, it's something of that nature. She could be the coolest, nicest chick that I've ever met. Attraction wise, baseline, there's nothing going on, okay? There's absolutely nothing she could say that will get me attracted to her, right? So that's the point I'm trying to get across. But hey, we got that out the way. Now, the thing about it is, to get her to that level, you have to give off that aura, okay? You have to give off that kind of aura that you're that type of guy. And I know a lot of guys, I get some guys that are kind of more on the conservative side, which is fine, which is cool. Hey, look, you don't have to follow this. And to be honest with you, this video isn't gonna be for everybody. It's just guys that are interested in how to do this. So the thing about it is, it's a personality, it's an aura. And how is this personality and aura on top of, I just told you guys, that baseline of physicality, workout? We said this before. A lot of guys that know this, a lot of guys that get a lot of women, they will tell you, or they have experiences with women, a lot of erotic experiences. I'm just gonna say experiences to keep that word to a minimum. But the ones that seen the E side of young ladies, they will tell you getting in shape is gonna bring that side out of them super quicker, okay? It's like a cheat code. But the way that your personality or aura is you kind of gotta throw off that vibe. Now, this varies from person to person. I'm not giving you guys like some type of one personality fits all. Because first of all, this depends on the type of woman that you're talking to, her background, her demographic, her community, where she grew up at, the type of guy she finds attractive, okay? And yes, personality does have something to do with this as well. For my guys that think it's just about being 6'5" and chiseled jawline and stuff. I'm sorry, you guys just don't have enough experience. You're not qualified to talk about this. I'm still gonna get some comments, some troll and hate comments in this section. Bring it on, because no matter how many comments that you're gonna throw, it's not gonna change this fact, okay? Because I know from experience. So whatever she likes, some chicks like the more preppy type of guy. Some chicks like the more cool, biker, bad boy, or thuggy, or the country boy. Some chicks find that attractive. So there's not one size fits all when it comes to this. But in general, it's that cool, laid back type of open energy. It's a very open energy. It's a very, it's an energy that's very cool and laid back and kind of just flirty, flirty, loose, a kind of energy that's going to invite the young lady to be more open. Okay. A lot of guys, they'll tell you, a lot of guys that have seen women in action, that saw their sexual face, let's put it like that, because women have two faces, right? They have the one that's all corporate and all kind of prissy and bashful, or not even bashful, just like the corporate business type, the sort of serious out in public type. But then they have that other side, that sexual side, that erotic side, and the guy that brings that out usually is the type of guy that is cool and laid back, because he's throwing out that vibe too. He's the type of guy that the chick is gonna show him that side of her, gonna show him that freaky side of her, because he's kind of cool, laid back. These are the type of guys that, if you're into that type of thing, chicks are gonna, hey, fellas, there's some cases where the chick is gonna offer, a threesome type of deal, if that's your thing. And this is real talk. You're gonna see that side. She's gonna be very open and receptive, because the guy just has that type of personality where she can feel comfortable being herself. Because see, if you're coming in with that super uptight, super, stern and all of that good stuff. Now look, does that have its place? Yes, of course, that does have its place. And I would say that even if you are cool, calm, and collected, chicks are still looking for that masculinity, meaning that touch of aggressiveness, that touch of dominance, not overdoing it. Because I know a lot of you guys have seen or have heard about the movie 50 Shades of Grey. Most of the audience, I would say damn near all of the audience, were women. And what does that movie have? It has the guy being super dominant. He has this touch of dominance to him and this touch of aggression. But at the same time, if you look at his demeanor, and this is, this movie just happened to come out, guys that see the E side of women, the sexual side of women, they kind of know this already. They know this already. But this movie is a perfect example. He's cool. He's laid back. He's not doing too much. He's not all up on top of her. As a matter of fact, he's acting very almost nonchalant, kind of nonchalant, laid back. And then he progresses stuff with the young lady. He is progressing it, because part of masculinity is that progressing part. Guys that are good with women, they're gonna know, they're gonna catch the vibe. See, that's one thing with guys that are very good with women. They can catch that vibe. They can sense when a woman is feeling them. They can sense when she wants to progress it. And sometimes it's almost non-tangible. When these type of guys, they get really good at interacting with women, they sense that. They sense that openness from her that is telling him, not verbally, it could be with body language, that she's comfortable, that she's ready to progress stuff. It could be from her just, kind of being very docile. She's very, if they're hanging out, she's going to be very close. She's going to have a little smile on her face. She's going to be very warm. You know what I mean? She's not going to be all defensive and hard to deal with, because a lot of guys, the thing about it is, a lot of guys deal with that when they're on a date with a young lady. They deal with that kind of defensiveness, that kind of pushiness from a woman. And that is because the main reason that's going on is because she's not even attracted to him. Yes, she's not even attracted to him, and he's going to face that pushback. But when guys get good, they can sense that warmness, that, sort of affection from the woman, and they progress it. They take it to that level, because do women, do they initiate the freaky stuff? Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. And especially nowadays, where a lot of young ladies feel liberated, so they do that on their damn own. But for the most part, yes, it's the man that's gonna push things forward, that's gonna take it there. And plus, it's more sexier to her if the man does that, if he's the one that's progressing it, if he's the one that's like, hey, look, let's go back to my crib. Or if they're already in the crib, he notices that she's kind of getting quiet. She's looking at him, kind of just sitting there with a vibe like, okay, let's get this stuff going. He could read that, and he'll start moving in. He'll get closer, and he'll see the receptiveness. You feel what I'm saying? He'll see the receptiveness, and he'll see that she's not resisting. Like, she's cool with it. She's damn near like, yeah, like, move in closer. Like, yeah, touch me. Like, she's inviting that. And, the way that her body is positioned, is her arms closed off, or is she kind of open? You feel me? She's kind of open. She got a body part touching yours, because women are subtle. She'll have like a hand that's close to you, or her foot will be touching you. I had a case where, there was a young lady, and we were at the crib, and we were listening to music, and all of a sudden, her foot just kept touching me and stuff like that. And she was just looking, and she had some pretty feet, And right then and there, from experience, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. And bam, I progressed it, and she was more than welcome. It's all about it's like anything else. You need some practice with it. It's just like playing basketball or any kind of sport. You need some practice in it. And the thing about it is, it becomes more of psychology at some point. It's like, okay, the psychology, the body language. So now you start moving it forward. And with you being physically fit, like I always encourage you guys, with her being attracted, with you having that cool personality, that kind of flirtatious personality, and you moving stuff forward, bam, that's the recipe for success right there. All of a sudden, now y'all doing y'all thing, and if you know how to put it down, she's going to be coming back for more. If you know how to put it down, fellas, yes, she's going to be coming back for more. Now, check this out. That's not the only element. Your personalities have to click too. But if she's liking what she's feeling, then yes, she's going to keep coming back for more. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Much love. Peace.